What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream of Wrestling with Mindset with me, Jose G. I haven't been live on the air in a long time. It's been about 6 months. So, guys, I wanted to come back and talk to everyone now that I am multi streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. So, join me live. If you guys are just joining for the first time, please go ahead and share today's video. We're going to have a great conversation. We're going to talk about gratitude in the holiday season. Especially we're approaching Christmas very, very quickly this weekend. So we want to talk a little bit about that and just waiting for a little bit more people to join into the live stream while we get started here. But here at Wrestling with Mindset, man, we talk a little bit about everything. We talk about gratitude. We talk about business. We talk about success, motivation, inspiration, being disciplined, and what it takes to succeed in life. And I've had the pleasure, and I've also had the privilege of interviewing some pretty big people. I've interviewed W. Morrissey from AEW. I've interviewed Coach JV from the 3-2 Warrior Academy, the CEO and owner. I've also talked to Baby Kel, and I'm planning on having a lot more guests on the show here coming in 2023. But I wanted to take this time here on this live stream to talk to some of you guys. If you guys join into the live stream, we can answer some of your questions. So sound off in the comments and also fire off any questions that you have regarding Christmas, gratitude. I'm normally known for being the wrestling guy and talking about wrestling, but this is not what this is about. This is talking about wrestling with mindset and wrestling with, your thoughts and things that, that you think that you can, but you actually can. And there's a lot of mindset behind that when it comes in business, when it comes in careers, when it comes into relationship. Mindset is everything. And I've really dedicated this last year of this year of studying mindset, studying what business owners and multimillionaires and billionaires do. And it all comes down to the unwavering belief in yourself and to succeed in whatever it is that you want to do. Either it's in, getting a promotion in your job, getting, finding love. And that's something that we're going to talk about today here in today's live stream. So guys, join me, hit that that like button, the heart button, the care button, whichever emoji you want to express in today's live stream. Go ahead and put it down. And also sound off in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. If this is your first time watching on YouTube, or if you're watching me on Facebook, let me know where you're watching. And you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and also give it a follow on Instagram. It's at Wrestling with Mindset. I'll put it here in the banner here in just a moment so you guys can follow. But go ahead and do that. That way you can show some support to the show. And also you can follow me on my personal page at Jose G Official on all the platforms, on TikTok, Instagram, and on Twitter, and here on Facebook as well, guys. So we'll go ahead and get started in today's live stream. We're going to be talking about gratitude in the holidays. And why specifically in the holidays? Because the holidays are a tough period for a lot of people. There's a lot of people right now in 2022. Inflation has affected their pockets and aren't able to afford presents for loved ones sometimes, or they don't have a job right now, even though unemployment is apparently at an all-time low. But we know that these days working a regular job, extra hours isn't really paying the bills because everything is so expensive. And right now I recently was in Puerto Rico for about 5 days, and staying with the locals. I haven't been since 2016, and there's been a lot of change in the island. The island's been, I had this conversation with my wife that the island's being gentrified, and it's really unfortunate. It hit me emotionally, and it got me angry. It got me to a point where I was like, there's something that I got to do. There's something that I got to do to help, because, if you're living on the island, you're really feeling the pain of inflation and of everything that's affected on the island. And when I'm seeing people paying $8 to $10 for a dozen of eggs, $6 to $7 for half a gallon of milk, uh, it's heartbreaking, man, because that type of stuff is going to keep trickling down to them, and they're just, is just pretty much going to become no man's land. So when I came back home, I was extremely grateful, um, for being able to pay the prices that we pay over here, not only in gas but just in regular everyday things like milk and eggs and cheese and just anything that you buy to keep yourself alive, or to feed yourself and to feed your family. Right now a family of 4 or 5 kids, is very expensive to put food on the table. So when I came back home, everything was put into perspective for me, and I was very, very grateful to be able to live in a nice home and have my cars and have food in my refrigerator, being able to afford that food, being able to put food in our pantry. um that's something that I've been very, very grateful for. And especially now during the holidays, it's tough for a lot of people because I know that society, um, tells you that you need to provide gifts for your family, you need to provide gifts for your friends, or for everyone. It's all about the commercialism. It's all about spending that dollar. I was watching Jingle All the Way yesterday, with my wife, and I fell asleep almost halfway because I've watched this movie several times in my life. But it just reminded me of how bad things were when people would stand in line in Walmart, or trying to get those Black Friday deals, or trying to find that toy. It it really put things in perspective, because ever since what we all went through in 2020, to now, we really don't see that anymore. We really don't see the stores completely packed and just chaotic and crazy. We don't see that anymore, and I'm grateful for that. Why? Because we can't be living all for the commercialization of Christmas. Sorry guys, my throat got dry. So it's been something that I'm very grateful for, because now you can go into Walmart or into Target at pretty much any given day, and it's packed, but it's not like crazy packed. People on top of each other. People are a little bit more nicer to each other these days. But it just put things in perspective from how things were back then. Even just recently as 2019, before everything happened in 2020, things were very different. So I'm very grateful that that we're alive. There's a lot of people that did not make it through 2020 and 2021. There's a lot of people that don't have anywhere to live, and it's cold, it's snappy outside. People want to cuddle up, they want to, so there's some people that are single or recently going through a breakup. It's be grateful. I'm very grateful that I have all of that. And sometimes, especially right now during the holidays, you have the TV specials and the family, and you and sometimes that hits people the wrong way, because they're going through a situation that a lot of people don't talk about. Like, for example, like Twitch, like the dancer that recently passed away. Man, that hit me hard. That hit me hard because I like Twitch. Twitch was a dancer, and if you guys know me on a personal level, that's my thing. But it was really sad, to see him go and struggle the way that he did, and he didn't have to go that route, you know. And and to any of you guys, especially men, especially men, any of you guys that are going through a depression or going through a hard time personally, and you just don't have anyone to talk to, guys, just know that you are loved. Just know that people around you want you around them. All right. Don't think that nobody understands you, because there is someone that understands you. It may not be that person that you love. You may need to talk to a stranger, but the point is, talk to someone. Talk to someone, because I I just don't know what would make someone do that and just leave their whole entire family behind. It's in my opinion, it's a little selfish. I don't know what happened here to my live stream. It looks like I'm. Oh, there we go. I'm back. I was frozen. Yeah. So going back to that, I'm very grateful for my family, and sometimes you got to think about others, right, in order to be grateful. So especially now during the holidays. So going back to people being alone or people breaking up during the holidays, the holidays can really bring either the great or the best out of people, or it can really bring the worst out of people. It's one extreme or the other. It's weird like that. So what I want to just convey is that gratitude is probably the most important thing that you can express. You can be broke, but you're alive, right? But you still have a roof over your head, but you still have food in your table. You still have, you've paid all your bills. So you have to be present and figure out what's important to you really. It's not the flashy car, it's not having the latest piece of technology, it's not driving the most luxurious car. Those things are nice, don't get me wrong, they are. I mean, everybody wants material things, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, you know if you are going through a rough time, man or woman, families, take a moment and reflect. Look at the last 2 years, and if you're still with us, and if you're still breathing, and if you still have a home, you are resilient. Every single one of you that's watching right now, you are resilient. Why? You've been through a pandemic, you've been through 8 different variants of that pandemic, you've been through a couple stock market crashes. You're in the middle of a complete financial reset, and you don't even know about it. You are resilient. You are very resilient. So, with that being said, um, I'm very grateful for absolutely everything. I've A lot of you know me from the wrestling world. Again, I said that I worked with Sports Kita. I reported news on WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling on a daily basis, and that job meant the world to me. That was the highlight of my career. That was everything that I had worked for the last 6 years, the last 7 years of my life. To be able to travel and work at WrestleMania and work at SummerSlam and talk to some of the biggest stars on the planet, and have a relationship with them. That was the world to me. That was my dream. That was everything I wanted to accomplish. But it's funny how your dreams work and how you manifest your dreams, because yeah, you get to do all those little things, but they don't never tell you about the little small little details in the background that might annoy you or don't sit well with you, or just overall don't align with who you are as a person. And that's when things started to really shift for me, because even though I had found success, I had met my goal, I did my dream, I was traveling, I was getting paid to do it, I was getting paid to talk wrestling on an everyday basis, I still felt a void, because I still felt that I can achieve way more than that I did at that point. So I let it go. I let it all go. Why? Why? I'm at the height of my career. I'm doing things that less than 1% of people get to do in the entire world, and I let it go. I let it go because it didn't align with who I am. I didn't want to be known for the rest of my life as the guy that talks only about wrestling, and that's it. I'm meant for way bigger things. I know this. I feel this inside of me. So letting go, giving up my dream of reporting, being in the WWE, working with all those athletes and journalists and working with the media. I let it go. I gave it up because it didn't make me happy. It superficially, it looked cool, but it didn't make me happy. Um, and I had to do a lot of work on my own, on myself. It was almost, now that I have this entire skill set, what am I going to do? How am I going to come back from this? I'm letting it go. I still do other things, but this was my thing. This is what I really wanted, but I'm meant for more, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, because I am very grateful for that opportunity. I am very grateful that I got to work with those celebrities and got to work with the media and got to work with the WWE and got to work with Sportskeeda and got to work with the Sean Ross Sapps and Kevin Kellums of this business. Don't get me wrong, the high is pretty nice. Being recognized is pretty nice. It's pretty cool. I got recognized by Karrion Cross recognized me at an airport, which is crazy to me because that meant he watched the product. Even though all that stuff is cool, I wasn't 100% happy with who I am because I wasn't producing what I really wanted, and I was being held back. And I don't want to do it anybody else's way. I want to do it my way, which is why I started this show and why I started this live stream. So it's been an incredible journey for 2022, and 2023 is going to be absolutely out of this world amazing because the roots and the seeds have already been planted here in 2022. Let's talk about 2022, man. It's we started the year, personally. I did started at the very high, right in the middle. It got really, really hasty for me, at least. It got very, very uncomfortable, especially after letting go of sports. Of my position at Sportskeeda and venturing on my own. Thank God, I'm a very resourceful and skillful person. Not being, conceited. Just know I know who I am, but I'm able to do things here and there to make ends meet. But it happens. It happens. Everybody goes through it. But this is the season when you go through that discomfort. You're right in the trenches. You're dirty. You're trying to find your way through that. Through all that darkness. But man, you get that little bit of light, and then you keep digging, and then you see a little bit more light. The light that light gets brighter. That's where I'm at right now, man. That's where I'm at. It's like I'm right there. I could feel the edge, and boom, I'm about to come out. Why? Because I put the work in. I put the work in, man. And when I say work, it's inner work. I'm not talking about physical work. It's about getting your mind right. It's about listening to the right things, reading the right books. It's about following the right people and unfollowing the wrong people. People who no longer you want to follow and start um you want to start putting things in front of you that align with who you are or who you want to become. All right. So that's what I had to do. So I'm very grateful for all the experiences, even the bad ones, because the bad ones are the ones are the best ones, because those are the ones that actually show you, and those are the ones that make you learn, and those are the ones that make you build character. The bad ones are the best ones. The good ones are great, but the bad ones, even though they're terrible, but when you look back in retrospect, you're like, damn, I had to go through that in order to be where I'm at now. Okay. So I'm grateful for that, extremely grateful, because I learned a lot of lessons along the way, a lot of lessons. And I'm grateful for those lessons because now I know what not to do later on. Okay. The next thing that I'm very, very grateful for is my wife. She loves me unconditionally. She supports me unconditionally. And if any of you, men or women, are going through some type of a journey on your own, either be in your next level in your career, if you're trying to, level up in your job or get that promotion, and you're focused on that, you're doing your work on studying what you need to study, good for you. Good for you. Do it. But make sure you have a support system. Make sure you have that one person, that one, your rock, your Dwayne. Make sure you have that person. Okay, because that person is going to be your ride or die. That person is going to be with you in the trenches when things get hasty, and when you're loaded with self-doubt, that person's going to it's going to remind you, don't talk about my husband or my wife that way. That person's going to keep you accountable. Okay, so that is very, very important, and I am extremely and deeply grateful for that, because I can say with certainty that I would have not been able to make it the rest of this year without my person. So, man, gratitude is a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing, and I'm overwhelmed by it, and I love every single one of you that that tuned in, even for just a half a second or a couple of minutes to tune into the to the live stream. I really appreciate it, and it was just a little therapy session for me here. But I plan to do more of these live streams, so I hope you guys join me here on Facebook. Make sure you give my Gonzalez Media Company page a like. We'll be doing the Wrestling with Mindset videos through there, and then you could also give my Wrestling with Mindset YouTube page a like and a subscribe as well. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys unconditionally, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Winter Solstice, all Merry. What was it? Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Boom. There it is. All right, guys. Take care.